Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a review of SAVILAND acrylic kits, and I'll be showing you how I did these nails. We're just going to have a little play with the new acrylics by SAVILAND. And I will show you how to take it from tips through the application. I will show you my filing and finish it off with top coat. So let's get right on into it. I'm going to start by applying my tips, and when I'm using my practice hand, I do size them up just slightly because it gives me a better shape. I do let it overhang on the sidewalls just so I can file it precisely and make it match with the sidewalls. But when you are applying on yourself, you want to make sure that the tips match perfectly sidewall to sidewall without any overhang and without being short on either of the sides. If you have one that's too big and the next size is too small, go with the bigger size and file it down a little to make it match your nail plate. So I'm going to glue those on, and I'll let you guys watch while I do that.
Hey, this is Zach. Be sure to hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss out when Chal uploads new videos. And when you hit subscribe, you'll be part of her polished pride.
So I did want to give you guys a quick little life update. I did graduate from nail school on the 19th, which was super exciting. I was so happy to be out of there, and yeah, I can definitely tell you guys all about my nail school experience in another video. If you would like to hear about it, let me know, and I will give you guys the whole rundown of exactly what nail school was like for me. And then I am currently studying for my state boards, so I should be testing in the next couple weeks to get licensed and then moving into a salon from there. So I still am kind of busy, but I do have some videos planned with some new products by brands like McCart and Melody Susie, Gershon, so keep a lookout as I do have those videos pre-planned for you guys. So I am just taking a sanding band on a low speed. This is a fine grit, 240 grit sanding band, and I'm just using it to blend the tip into where the natural nail meets the tip. I am not touching the natural nail with the sanding band. I'm just touching where the tip is, and I'm basically just buffing it down to make it nice and smooth. And you'll notice I do run my finger right over that edge a few times throughout just to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Because I'm going to be using acrylic in today's video instead of gel, there is no need for me to buff the remainder of the tip. Acrylic will stick to that tip regardless if it has been buffed or not, so might as well save yourself some time and skip the extra step, and you can just leave it shiny. If I was going to work with gel, I would remove the shine from the tip, but as I said, working with acrylic, it's just unnecessary. So now I'm just going to use my tip cutters and trim down the tips to the length that I want them to be. In order for me to get the tips all to be the same length, I basically am just looking at the length of the tip that I'm cutting off. I'm just kind of eyeballing and watching that area that I'm cutting off of the tip, and that is what has helped me to get them all to be the same length. And of course, when I'm doing it on a client or on an actual human hand, I do kind of flip the nails around and make sure that the cuticles all line up, and that way you can make sure that the tips all come out to the same length. So now I'm using a 180 grit file to line up my sidewalls to meet the natural nail grooves on the sides of the natural nail. I also am bringing up the bottom sidewall to make sure that the tip is nice and straight and doesn't curve down, because I don't like that curved look. And then I do want these to be tapered square, so I am going to file a little bit on each side and just bring them in tapered just a bit. Now that I've gotten those all shaped, I'm going to go in with my SAVILAND dehydrator and dehydrate just the natural nail plate, or what would be the natural nail if this was not a fake hand. And then once I have dehydrated all the nails, I will go in with the matching SAVILAND primer. It is a non-acid primer, and I will prime the natural nail plate twice. I'll go through all 5 nails. If this was on a human hands, I would do all 10 nails and then come back with a second coat before moving in with the acrylic. So I do have a couple of new SAVILAND acrylic kits to review and show for you guys today, and I'm going to swatch out all of the colors. I do have a discount code with SAVILAND, which is KING, that's KING 15. So KING 15 will get you a 15% discount on anything on the SAVILAND site. I will have the products, of course, linked in the description box down below. And I will have the discount code listed, as always, down below for you guys as well. So I have 2 new acrylic kits by SAVILAND that I'm going to swatch out for you. This first one has 3 larger jars. I believe they're 1-ounce jars. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what size they are. And they all are shades of pink. One of them is a very glittery, beautiful pink. And then the set after this will be, I think they're 1/4 ounce jars, a set of 10. They're all kind of like pastels, perfect for like spring months, kind of like mermaid sets, super cute sets. I did notice with some of these that some were harder to work with than others. This, the cream colors that don't have any kind of shimmer or opalescence to them, the blue and the pink, they have a kind of strange quality about them. I had a little bit of clumpiness in them, just with like the blue and the pink and the purple that were just the cream opaque shades. Like I said, they didn't have any shimmer or glitter or opalescence. It was very strange. I've never really seen that with an acrylic. It's just like as I was working it, I was noticing little clumps of almost like a clear or a white type of acrylic. I was able to blend it out and work it off of the nail, so it didn't end up interfering with the process at all, but it was just something I had never experienced up until that point. Regardless, they were fairly easy to work with, especially the ones that all have the shimmer, the opalescence. Like, these colors were so pretty, and some of them, like that, the second blue that I swatched, it has kind of like that pearlescent effect. It's like a bluish purple, and then there's this pink that has almost kind of like a metallic quality. It's not metallic, but it kind of gives that effect. And then there's a purple as well that has kind of like a blue shift. They're so gorgeous, and I'm going to be using this pink in the set today, and then the pink that I swatched a moment ago that has some of the glitter pieces in it, because they're just so pretty. I definitely want to use these in another set in the future because they're just gorgeous. And let me know if you guys have any ideas of what you would like to see me use them in a set, like what kind of design you would like to see. This pink, that pink that I just swatched, I used that in the set today as well. And then this is that purple that has that kind of bluish pink shift. Again, it has like that opalescence, almost metallic kind of quality. They're so pretty. So it basically ended up being all the pinks from this set and then the pink glitter from the first set that I used in the design today. And I basically just had a little play with my design and kind of, I did the full glitter nail, and then I did an ombre with like some glitter on top and then a kind of marble. Just had a little fun. Look how pretty those colors though are, guys. Like, oh my gosh. I definitely think I need to do a mermaid set with those because it screams mermaid to me. So because I'm going to be using highly pigmented colors, I am just going to apply a super thin layer of clear acrylic onto the natural nail plate before going in with my colors, and that way I can protect it from any staining. And then also when you're ready to change out your design and you need to file it off, you can file back down to this clear layer and it will protect your natural nail plate so that you're not filing all the way down to your natural nail and over filing it. And that way you've got that little bit of protection. I don't like to soak off my nail sets. I just like to file back to the thin layer of either a clear or a nude. But in cases like this, where I'm going to be using colored acrylics, I just put down that very thin layer of clear, and that way we're good to go next time. So I'm going to start by using this kind of metallic type of pink on the middle finger, and I'm just going to work it down onto where the actual tip is, kind of like the bottom half or the bottom 2/3 of the nail. This is going to be an ombre nail, and so I always start by applying that tip color first, and then after it dries, I will go in with my base color that will be worked on the cuticle and natural nail plate area and feathered down over the first tip color. Now, because with an ombre, you need this first color to set up before you go in with your nail plate color. Otherwise, they will blend together. So because of that, I am going to skip around a little bit in the design, and that way I can make sure everything dries nicely before moving into my next step. So I'm just going to let you guys watch as I apply these colors. So this nail is going to be a kind of marble nail. Wasn't like a perfect marble or anything. I basically just applied down very wet beads of clear acrylic and then dropped in smaller beads of the different pinks and the glitters and kind of swirled them together until I was happy with how it turned out. Like I said, it wasn't a perfect marble. I definitely wish I would have applied more clear and kind of left more gaps. I feel like I did overwhelm it a little bit too much with too much color, but they were so pretty that I had a hard time stopping. Sometimes less is more.
I like the bed to myself. Nobody stealing covers. I like to drink to myself. So I'ma have another no. I don't need a hand to hold tight. Don't need a love that's all mine. But sometimes I just want somebody to talk to. Someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool, and it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody. Just want somebody. I just want somebody to talk to. Somebody to talk to. I like to drive by myself, so I control the volume. I like to dance by myself, so I can do my own moves. No, I don't need a hand to hold tight. Don't need a love that's all mine. But sometimes I just want somebody to talk to. Someone that's on my mind. I want something that's all cool, and it don't waste my time. Yeah, I just want somebody. Just want somebody. Ran into you at the drugstore, you were picking up your prescription. It's funny cause I got addicted to you when we were in love. And even though you broke it off, I struggle with it like you were a bottle of pills. I wish I could give in to my dependency, but I move on because I know what's bad for me. Cause seeing you means calling you means all over roof again, falling for you means sleepless nights, me in my mind means craving the hit of you all the time. I can't even have a taste, I can't open up that game.
To finish up my ombre nail, so I'm just taking this pink, it's kind of like a powder pink shade, and I'm applying it first at the cuticle area and brushing it down. I do like to work with it very wet when I ombre. It just helps me get a much smoother blend. I do wish though that I had done this a little bit differently. When you're working with creamier shades, it definitely works to ombre in this way, but I do wish that I had started with a smaller bead and placed it right where the first shade met the natural nail plate and feathered it down a little bit, and then picked up another small bead and placed it by the cuticle. I just feel like it would have given me a much more seamless blend. You can see that I ended up having to kind of wipe some off and remove it because it was covering up too much of the nail, and then I waited for it to set up a little bit and then wet my brush some more and blended it out further. And then I did end up adding a little bit more and ended up adding back some of that first shade and working it backwards up over that powdered pink color. You kind of just work back and forth until you get the blend that you're looking for. And of course you do want to work in very thin layers with any of these designs because we do need to cap all of this with clear acrylic to give it the strength and structure needed. With these more pigmented shades, they do not have the strength necessary to create the structure for the nail. They will not hold up well. So you always need to work more thin, and then that way you can cap it with clear and give it the apex and strength that it needs to have in order for it to be a nice, happy, proper nail. So you can see I did this the same way. Definitely wish I would have approached it differently with a little bit of a different technique than I normally use when doing my ombre. But like I said, you kind of just work back and forth between the colors until you're happy with the blend. And then I'm going to apply some glitter in a kind of S-shaped swirl, which is going to hide that kind of blended area anyways. I do go back with that darker pink and kind of perfect the blend, so it ends up being very pretty, but I just really wanted to add more of that glitter from the pointer nail. It was just so pretty. I couldn't just not use more of it. So I'm going to let you guys watch as I continue to finish up this design.
Flames, they blow up like dynamite. If I'm being honest, no, I got a problem. No one made me want to change. Then that was you, it feels so new. I just wanna get this right. No, I'm not a raw martyr. Nothing ever seems to last. Baby, now that I got it, I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you. Now that I got it. Can't help myself, I like myself way more when you're by my side. Just stay the night, it's been a while. You're not like those other guys. If I'm being honest, you're all that I wanted, cause you make me wanna change. I broke a few hearts or two, Now I'm gonna get this right. No, I'm not a role model. Nothing ever seems to last. Baby, now that I got it, I'll be better with you. You, I'll be better with you. You, now that I got it. No, I'm not a role model. Now that I got it, I'll be better with you. I'll be better with you. Now that I got it. It's a syndicate at night, blasting playpen in the daytime. Goosebumps rise at 9 and settle back down at sunrise. Cut the cord at noon and say you'll be back soon. Tut-tut, no worries. Please get back early. Head out with champagne and dresses and let's get girly. Tata, no worries. Please get back early. Head out with champagne and dresses and let's get girly. It's some booze fueled teenage ground, running from pub to club like bloodhounds, from 10 till 6 a.m. and no one knows how to stop them. Hold the drinks I won and help the one who's gone. Tut-tut, no worries. Please get back early. Head out with champagne and dresses and let's get girly. Tut-tut, no worries. Please get back early. Head out with champagne and dresses and let's get girly. Let's get girly. Girly. Let's get girly. Girly. With a hangover till 10 p.m. I'll say I'll never go again. Tut-tut, no worries. Please get back early. Head out with champagne and dresses and let's get girly. Tut-tut, no worries. Please get back early. Head out with champagne and dresses and let's get girly.
Okay, so now I've got that all finished up. I am just going to take my clear acrylic and apply it onto the nails, cap it all so that way we've got that strength and structure as I previously talked about. You definitely can start at the tip and work your way back up towards the cuticle in a kind of 2 or 3 bead method, but I started up at the cuticle area and let the clear in a very wet bead kind of flow down the surface of the nail, and then added additional product where needed at the tip. I definitely, on this first finger, I added more clear than I needed to, honestly. I ended up filing a good bit away. Sometimes I tend to overdo it with the clear capping because I feel like I'd rather there be more than is necessary and then I can file it away rather than there not being enough and filing away my design or not having the nail properly structured. So just continue to add it where it is needed. And then I also, as I'm working, I kind of tip the nail up and look at it to make sure from the tip and the sides that I can make sure that my structure and shape is all there and the strength is in the proper areas so that the nail will hold up the way that it needs to. So I'm going to show you this one, and then I think I show you one more. I didn't find it necessary to show you the clear tapping for all of the nails since it's just the same thing over and over. But I let you guys watch these couple before we move into filing.
Cause I'm not the girl that you used to, making me smile, you're that dude. I said me out cause we're so cool, yeah, we're so cool. I'm not the girl that you used to, making me smile, you're that dude. I said me out cause we're so cool, yeah, we're so cool. You ask me how it's going. You act like you don't know it. You stalk me on the low key, I like it. You showing up, you showing. Can't say it, don't get lonely. Boys, they come and go, babe. I'm always on the go, baby. No way to control me. Are you down to ride with a bitch like me? Will you come around with a bitch like me? Told you don't play around with a bitch like me. Cause I've been around and you've been around, yeah. Cause I'ma keep it right for you, baby. I'ma do whatever that you say, yeah. Just don't fuck up my swagger that I have, yeah. Cause I've been around and you've been around. Cause I'm not the girl that you used to, making me smile, you're that dude. I said me out cause we're so cool, yeah, we're so cool. I'm not the girl that you used to, making me smile, you're that dude. I said me out cause we're so cool, yeah, we're so cool. Yeah, we're so cool. So keep it so cool. I see girls. So cool.
Here we go, it's all about you, it's all about me, it's all about what we do. Making art, you and me, trying to find something to believe. Because I'm running wild, I ain't running free. Still got a lot of shit left to see. I'm stuck in this town, and the town's stuck in me. Always trying to find another reason to leave, but we sit at home, all alone, hoping one day I'll never be known. Cause I'm stuck on the bottom, trying to feel on top, wishing everything would just come to a stop. Cause we're trying to fill the holes in our souls, trying to feel the music, let it take control. Stuck on the bottom, trying to feel on top, wishing everything would just come to a stop. Being hurt, what a concept. Gotta stay alive, yeah, that's the mindset.
Okay, so I made sure to let the nails fully dry, and now I'm taking my 100 grit file, and I'm starting my filing the same that I always do. I bring up that lower sidewall to make sure that that is nice and straight with the natural sidewalls, and then I bring the side of the sidewalls straight with those natural sidewalls as well. I go through and I do that on all of the fingers, bringing those sidewalls nice and straight, and then I will start going through and shaping over the surface of the nail. I don't touch the cuticle area yet because I am going to use my e-file first and really get it nice and flush with the natural nail before finished filing. So like I said, I start out with those sidewalls, make sure they're nice and straight. Then I go over the surface of the nail, making sure I kind of angle it. I start right at that apex area and I angle it down towards the tip so that I'm leaving the apex where it needs to be and leaving the bulk of the product in that apex stress point area. Then I am thinning it out at the same time towards the tip, just based on the way that my file is angled. Then I start to round out the sidewalls to meet up with the top arch. That way it's nicely rounded on the sides and you get a nice seamless, smooth shape. You'll notice as I'm doing this, I am continuously tilting the fingers to the side to check the side profile. I tilt the finger up so I'm looking straight on from the tip of the nail down the barrel and making sure that I have the same amount of product from side to side. And that way I can also make sure that my tip is thin enough and that I have enough product remaining in that apex area. So once I have gotten that all hand filed properly, I go in with a tapered bit or a 5-in-1 bit, and I work up the sidewall on the right side of the nail, back along the cuticle. I make sure I get that nice and flush with the natural nail, and then I work down the other sidewall and smooth anything out if necessary. Once I've gotten all of the nails e-filed in this way, I will go in and finish file with a 180 grit hand file, and that is how I get my shape really nice and tight, a nice crisp line on all of the nails, and it just gives a really seamless blend between the natural nail and the extension. There's no like lump or ridge of products. You get that seamless transition and up into the apex, down into the nice thin tip. You've got your sidewalls nicely rounded out, really crisp shape without too much bulk or thickness. And this is the kind of routine in filing that has worked so well for me to get my shaping down just so great. So then I make sure that I flip the hand around. That way I can make sure that all of the nails are nice and straight, and I use my hand file just to straighten out the tips. And then this also gives you a different viewpoint, so you can see if there's kind of any weird lumps or bumps on any of the nails. On the ring finger, you're going to see, I noticed it was kind of crooked, but it wasn't really the tip of the nail. It was how it was sitting on the practice hand, but also on that right corner. There was a little bit too much product there. It wasn't shaped quite properly right here in this area. If I hadn't flipped the hand around, I would have never seen that. It looked great from the other view, but from that client perspective, I did notice it, and that's when I use my hand file to perfect that shape, which your clients will definitely always appreciate, and how you'll get a nice perfect shape on yourself as well every time.
I wanna know what you're thinking, so drink it up.
So I'm going to go ahead and dust off the nails and use my Young Nails swipe to get all of the dust cleansed off. And then I'm going to go in with my Not Polish Gloss It to top coat and finish out the nails. Be sure to let me know what you guys think of the set. I really do like these acrylics, and I would like to use them in a future design, so be sure and let me know what you would like to see me do with those colors. If you would like, you can go ahead and send me some pictures or some inspo on Instagram, and I will definitely love to see what you guys would like to see from me.
I still love you like crazy. I wanna let you know. Love you like crazy. Even when it gets hard and we wanna let go. We love you like crazy. Never been the type for giving up. Complicated situations only make it worse, cause just getting started is not enough. I'll be around when you need me, promise there won't be no leave. Even on my worst days, way I'ma shift phase, tripping off something that you done. Yeah, I would never let some of our cumbersome run out on you. I know we got problems, but I would never walk out on you. I wanna let you know, even when it gets hard and we wanna let go, I still love you like crazy. I wanna let you know, even when it gets hard and we wanna let go. Even though you stress about the small shit sometimes, nothing I could say to you could change up your mind. I'll get on your nerves and then we'll fight. Give you all the space you need in on those nights, yeah. Even on your worst days, when you get in my face, tripping on something that I've done, yeah. I would never let some of our cumbersome run out on you. I know we got problems, but I would never walk out on you. I wanna let you know, even when it gets hard and we wanna let go, I still love you like crazy. I wanna let you know.
So after I get that all top coated, I am going to just wipe off the edges of the nails lightly before giving it a full 60-second cure. And that way I can be sure to maintain the shape of the nails properly. That way I don't lose the shape from the top coat kind of running down the edges. That's it, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think of the set down below. Of course, as always, if you have any questions, suggestions, or requests for different sets, let me know down below. I love to hear from you. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.